Hey, me again. How you doing? Are we getting through the lesson okay? The previous lesson? I hope so. Don't forget FOIL method. Let's do this again. It is Unit 7, Lesson 3, the second video. So I kind of warned you in the last video where we were multiplying binomials that this time we were going to be multiplying. Are you ready for this? Oh, a binomial times a trinomial. So in parentheses will be 2 terms, and in these parentheses there will be 3 terms. And it's not that it's difficult, it's just you got to keep track of who from here is getting multiplied by who from here. So there's no cute little acronym, not like FOIL method. Sorry, you just got to keep track. So, well, it says using FOIL method, but I don't call it that. Because these problems are a bit longer, I think I'm going to do this on lined paper. Give me some more room, and then I don't feel so freaked out about having enough space. So let's start here with number 1. I'm going to rewrite the problem. We have an x plus 4, that's our binomial, times our trinomial, which is x squared plus 3x minus 6. It says FOIL method. In my opinion, that does not apply here. Really what you're going to do is you're just going to take it one step at a time. You're going to take somebody from here and multiply it here, here, and here. And then you're going to go back and you're going to take this remaining piece and multiply it here, here, and here, right? So you're going to end up with this long list of terms. Then you're going to have to find like terms and rewrite it, of course, as always, in standard form. Here we go. We're going to focus on the x first. So x from here times x squared. Remember, this is x to the first power. So that's x to the third. Now this x times that positive 3x makes plus 3x squared. And the x times that negative 6 makes minus 6x. Now we're going to do it again using the 4 from the first from the binomial. So we're going to take this 4 times x squared plus 4x squared. Take the 4 times plus 3x makes plus 12x. And the 4 times that negative 6, which is negative 24. Now, who can go with who? Got to start pairing them up. I see that we have an x to the third power, and there are no others, so that stays x to the third, and it happens to also be my leading term. So I'm done, and he goes next. So in standard form, x squareds, those would be the next most powerful. So we're going to focus on positive 3x squared and a plus 4x squared, right? This term and this term can go together. And that makes 7x squareds. They're gone. Now I've got an x and an x. That would come next in standard form. So I've got a minus 6x and a plus 12x. Those guys go together, making plus 6x. They're done. And last but not least, we have to bring along our minus 24. So there's your final answer right there. X to the third plus 7x squared plus 6x minus 24. All right? So it's really just a concentration game. You just got to keep track of everybody that's getting multiplied. Now, I can actually show you another way where when you write your products, when you're from multiplying, and then you move on to your second piece of your binomial. So in other words, these orange answers, I can show you how to take those and kind of line them up with your previous answers from your green answers so that your like terms are kind of lined up. Maybe I'll do one like that for you so you can kind of, it's a little bit easier than when you have to combine and find your like terms. Let's do number 2. I think I copied that right. That's always important. Okay, here you go. Here's number 2. So I'm going to stack my products this time so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So you don't have to write them in one long line. Like this will mess some kids up. Here we go. I'm going to do in green. This guy's going to be my green answers. Y times y squared. That's y to the third. Y times plus 2y. It's plus 2y squared. And y times positive 4 is plus 4y. So those are my answers from the first set of multiplication. Now, in orange, I will write these answers. And when I come up with a product, I'm going to see who I should line it up underneath, right? Like matching. For example, 1 times y squared, that's plus 1y squared, and that would match with this guy. So I'm going to put him right underneath that. Go back, 1 times plus 2y, that means positive 2y. That matches this term. So I'm going to line them up under there. And this 1 times a positive 4 makes a positive 4, which is just a constant. There were no constants in green, so I'm going to stick them out here at the end. It's almost like lining up place values. Like if you were going to be adding a 3-digit or a 4-digit number, you know how you would add up like the thousands and the hundreds and the tens and the ones? That's kind of what this is doing if you choose to stack your answers. So now you just combine them. This is obviously nobody else to combine with. That's going to make 3 y squareds. That's going to make 6 y's. And this column just makes positive 4, right? So you create like an addition problem with kind of like place values. And it's already in standard form, which is awesome. What do you think about that? That one's kind of nice, huh? That wasn't. Do you like that method? Are you answering me and I just can't hear you? It's so weird. I'm used to asking a question in class. And I can hear you, a few of you at least answer me. And the dog is here. She's not answering either. So there's that. Okay, let's do, I don't know, a couple. Let's do at least one more. Let's throw in some negatives. I like this one. Here we go. 2x plus 2. That's my binomial. And 4x squared minus 3x minus 6. There's my trinomial. Let's stick with the color coding. The first set of multiplication, that'll be this guy, and it'll be in green. 2x times 4x to the second power makes 8x3. 2x times minus 3x is minus 6x squared. 2x times negative 6 is negative 12x. Got to be careful those negatives. They are going to mess you up if you go too fast. Let's multiply this positive 2 times all 3 pieces, and let's write those in orange. Positive 2 times 4x squared makes 8x squared. So I should line that up here. Positive 8x squared. The 2 times the negative 3x or the minus 3x makes a negative 6x. That's going to line up there. And the 2 times a negative 6 or a minus 6 makes a constant of negative 12 or minus 12. This guy didn't have a constant, so you just kind of put him out there at the end. And we combine our columns like an addition problem. This guy comes straight down. Negative 6x squared, positive 8x squared makes positive 2x squared. Negative 12x, negative 6 more x makes negative 18x. And there's our minus 12. I always check my answers, make sure I agree with what my materials say, and it looks like we did it right. Okay, the very last one is one of these awesome geometric application problems, where they show you the 2 rectangles and they want you to find the area of this whatever shaded region. I don't know. Let's look. I'll try to draw this out. I'll try to do it as fast as I can. You know what? We're going to need more room than that. Just a hunch. Let's turn the page. Why not? I got paper. Yeah, let's say we've got this big rectangle. There's one like this on your assignment. The dimensions of this guy are 9x minus 2 and 2x minus 7. Whoop! Plus 2x plus 7. But then guess what? There's another guy inside here about yay big. Oh boy. And his dimensions are 3x and x plus 12. So let's call this the shaded figure. And then obviously the unshaded portion. And the directions say, find the area of the unshaded portion. So we want the area of this big guy, which means really you find the area of the big guy and then subtract from it the area of the small guy. So I would encourage you to do these as two separate problems. Area of the big guy as if it were complete, area of the small guy, the shaded guy. Then you'll have your two answers, and then you'll have to subtract the small from the big, or the shaded from the unshaded. Okay, so let's do the unshaded first. Area is, base times height, or length times width. Okay, so FOIL method. First, outer, inner, last, put your middle terms together. So that is the area of the, I should be putting A equals, so sorry. That is the area of the unshaded rectangle as if it were complete. Now, let's find the area of the shaded rectangle. Length times width, or base times height. A little bit easier here. 3x times x. 3x times positive 12. All right, so big guy minus the small guy, or the unshaded part, take away the shaded part. Let me write that out. Be careful with the subtraction. I think some of you guys forgot what it means when you're subtracting a whole expression. We'll talk about that here as soon as I get it written out. Right? Minus this whole expression. So if you recall in a previous video, I said this can be tricky for some kids because they'll forget to subtract this term and subtract that term. Some kids will look at this and go, oh, I'm supposed to add 36. No, you're not. You're supposed to subtract a positive 36. So what I had encouraged you to do back then was to think of this as a -1 that you're going to multiply here and here. All right, so this is going to become a minus 3x squared and a minus 36. Now, when you combine that with all of this, chances are you won't make, well, hopefully, you won't make a subtraction error or subtract, well, I guess I'll just call it a subtraction error. So now we're going to take these parts and subtract the matching parts there. All right, here we go. So if we have 18x squared minus 3x squared, that is 15x squared, and that takes care of those. And if we have 59x, did I miss an x somewhere? Hold on a minute. Oh, I did. Whoop-a-daisy. Who? Okay. I know some of you are like, Glassner, you missed the x. See that x right there? I forgot him here. So sorry, which means I forgot him here. Okay, that's better. Sorry, start over. So these 59x, positive 59x, minus these 36x's makes 23x. Those are gone. You're going to hear my dog bark in just a minute. And then the last guy is this minus 14. He's a constant, and there are no other constants. So that is the area of the unshaded portion after you subtract out the shaded portion. All right? Thanks for tuning in. I hope all is well, and make sure you get a hold of me if you're struggling. Okay, guys? Take care. Bye-bye.